Okay, so we've been working through this unit, quadratic functions and equations, in Algebra 1 in Khan Academy, the 2021. They change this kind of often, so my older videos, some of them are okay and some of them aren't okay anymore. So we're going to work on this. This is the fifth exercise here, graphing quadratics in factored form. And I haven't looked at this in a couple of years, so we're going to try and talk about it. So first thing is we're going to have factored form, so that means it's going to look like something like that, okay? And there could be a constant up in here, you know, but we probably won't see it at this level. So what that tells us, we talked in the last video, was finding the zeros. And what are the zeros? The zeros are where it's the x-intercept. So saying zeros means the same thing as finding the x-intercepts. And when we can factor something, that means that we have x-intercepts. If we can't factor it, then maybe it doesn't cross the x-axis and we can't find it. So here we're going to have one of these is going to be A and one of these is going to be B. And then we need to think about where is the vertex. And this vertex is going to be at the middle point, the average, and then we're going to have to calculate the y separately. Okay, but the vertex is always going to be halfway in between these two intercepts. And if there's only one intercept, then that is the vertex. That means it's going to look like this, and that point is right on there. So if there's one x-intercept, that is the vertex already. But we need to remember that we're going to have to find the average here. So here we've got x plus 7 and x plus 1. So we know that just like we did last time. I'm going to go slow here. I can go faster. Take it slow. So we know that if we want to find the zeros where y is equal to 0, that's x-intercept. X plus 7 is equal to 0, or x plus 1 is equal to 0. So x is equal to -1, or x is equal to -7. So I know that one of these is at -7, and I know the other one is at -1. So let's say it's somewhere around here. Ooh, that looks good. But then, how will we find where that vertex is? The x on that vertex. We're going to take the average, -7 plus -1 divided by 2. We're going to find the midpoint on that, and that's -8 divided by 2, which is -4. So here, I've already got it at -4. But now we just need to figure out what the y is. And how do we do that? We plug that in. We substitute. So let me go ahead and substitute. Need to figure out, using a new drawing program, I need to figure out what I'm doing. So our y, pencil's good. Our y is equal to 2/3 x plus 7 times x plus 1. And here it's -4. So our x is -4. So it's going to be -4 plus 7 and -4 plus 1. -4 plus 1 is -3. And -4 plus 7 is 3. And you're going to see that all the time. That's really what's going to happen basically every time. So in here, and I've got 2/3, so I've got canceling there, and 2 times -3 is -6. So my y over here is at -6. Let's try these again. Our next one looks like -1/7 x minus 7 and x plus 7. So here I have that same form again. All right. So if I want to find the zeros, then I need to set y equals 0. Oh, there we go. So I'm going to have either x minus 7 is 0 or x plus 7 is 0 from that zero product property we were doing last video. So that means x is equal to 7 or x is equal to -7. And then, so let's see, I've got 7 here and the other one needs to be -7. Ooh, I got lucky. But we should do this just so we know how to do it. I'm going to find the vertex, and that is the average 7 plus -7 over 2. And 7 minus 7 is 0. So our x value for the vertex is 0. And then we need to plug it into this formula, which is 1/7 x minus 7 times x plus 7. So that y is going to equal that, but we know our x value for the vertex is 0, so we can substitute 0. So now we have -7 and 7. And what did I tell you? You're just going to see that again and again times -1/7. So let's see, my negatives, -1 times -1 is +1, and this 7 and this 7. So I have 7. So this is up at 7. And that means it's opening down, right? But we can know that if we look over here. this C over here, this leading coefficient, is negative, and that means it's opening down. Let me clean up here. Not really sure. Oh, I clicked the wrong one. That's why I'm making a note. Okay, so here we have that that same form with the factored form, and if we're going to find the zeros, then it's going to be something over here like this. Okay, I can just eyeball it, but we can see that from the leading coefficient, it's negative, so it's going to be opening down, and then we want the zeros on the x-intercepts where y equals 0, so that means we're going to use that zero product property, and we're going to say pencil would be good, and pencil would be good. X plus 2 is equal to 0, or x plus 8 is equal to 0. So now I have x is equal to -2, and I have x is equal to -8. So that means, yes, the x-intercepts are -2 and -8. And then where is the midline? Where is that middle line? Where is what is the x value of the vertex? And that's going to be -2 plus -8 divided by 2, which is -10, divided by 2, which is negative 5, and that's right here, negative 5, and I have that already. So that's the x value, but we still need to find the y value by substituting. So we have y is equal to negative 1/3 times negative 5 plus 2 and negative 5 plus 8. And what did I tell you? Negative 5 plus 2 is negative 3, and negative 5 plus 8 is 3, and then this is negative 1/3. And let's see, my negatives cancel out, and then our thirds cancel out, and it's going to be 3. All right, and we know that opens down because it's got a negative leading coefficient. Be careful that these are in either it's in this form, or if you're looking at the leading coefficient, that's on the x squared term. And we've got one more. That's interesting. A new drawing program for me. Change the Linux Mint, and this is what I got. So our last one is 2, so we know it's going to open up, times x plus 2 times x plus 6. And if we want to find the zeros, then it's going to look something like that. Okay, and you'll see why here. It's going to open up, so we know it's going to open up, and we're going to have x plus 2 is equal to 0, so that's going to be where it crosses the x-axis, and we're going to have x plus 6 equals 0. That's where the other place it's going to cross the x-axis. So x is equal to negative 2, or x is equal to negative 6. So here I've got that negative 2, and I've got that negative 6. And you can see the vertex, because of the way that this program works, which it already falls at negative 4, but we really should check that. So let's find that. It's the average. It's halfway between. So that's negative 2 plus negative 6 over 2 is equal to negative 8 over 2, which is equal to negative 4. So that's at negative 4. X value of the vertex is at negative 4. But the y value, our y is 2 times x plus 2 times x plus 6, and we know that x is negative 4. Negative 4, negative 4. So negative 4 plus 2 is negative 2, and negative 4 plus 6 is 2. Shock, there we got those pairs again, and then it's going to be times 2. So our y value is going to be negative 8. Y value is going to be negative 8. So let's go ahead and put this up over here. All right, so that's how you graph using factored form.